quickly, before we go ahead and hop into the video, I'm going to be giving away 3 of the top ranks over here on factions. All that you guys have to do to go ahead and enter is actually like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment your IGN down below, and you will automatically be entered into the chance of winning a free $120 rank for the very next season of factions. Alrighty guys, so I am going to be releasing 2 of the most vital and essential parts of factions that should go ahead and enhance your skills and make you even better at the game mode. But quickly, before we do go ahead and hop into that, I would like to announce the brand new season of factions actually releasing this Friday, March 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern. It is literally tomorrow from the day that this video is released. You guys gotta hop on. The server IP is Hxroic.mc-complex.com. It is 1.18 and above, and actually both Java and Bedrock compatible. A little bit of information behind the map: 12 main factions, unlimited roster, 12 chunk buffers, unlimited regens, which is actually perfect for what I'm gonna go ahead and release here very soon. You have a full week of grace period, 5 weeks of TNT after that. So in total, the map is 6 long weeks to go ahead and build your worth, make some gear, and overall dominate the entire server. If you guys do want to go ahead and check out a bunch of changes, I will go ahead and link the Discord down below. There's a full changelog in the announcements, a ton of huge changes being made that's going to improve quality of life overall. But now guys, let's hop into it. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and release a couple of cannons in today's episode, as well as a base schematic. Now the first cannon we have got here is actually a super small 255 stacker one-shot regen bust. Now this is actually not made by me, this is made by Coolity, so shout out to Coolity. And a ton of people are requesting to learn how to use cannons, so don't even worry about it, I got you in this video. So obviously we have got our cannon right here on the real server. You'd want to go ahead and put a box around it with walls, water, lava, and stuff like that, just to go ahead and protect it from the defenders. But obviously I'm over here on the cannoning server, I'm not too worried about it. And you also do want to go ahead and water it and make sure it's all watered, which the schematic actually comes and tells you where to place water. So if you follow the schematic correctly, it should go ahead and show you where to place water, so you don't got to worry about that either. But now guys, the first thing we need to go ahead and actually do is place our sandbots. Let's go ahead and grab a couple, and they actually go over here on the blue concrete. And then on the live server, you want to go ahead and fill them up with plenty of money, like $500,000. Only need 2 of them for this cannon. And now the second thing is we need to go ahead and make our barrel. And we need to go ahead and make it out of obsidian, that way it does not actually get creep ragged. Let's go ahead and build it up a little ways. Go ahead and make that the top. And now obviously on the live server, you will also be using gen buckets, which I'm gonna go ahead and use world edits just to speed in things up for me. And there we go, we have got our barrel set up. Now obviously if this massive slit or barrel is open, the enemies can go ahead and just walk right into it, and obviously walk right into the cannon, start creep ragging. Because if you guys didn't actually know, the TNT will go ahead and fly through here and shoot up through this 1x1 block here right by the carpet. So we need to go ahead and add some scaffolding. That is where scaffolding comes into play. So what we want to go ahead and do is break these first couple blocks of obsidian and then add scaffolding right here and right here, and the rest of it will be obsidian. Now scaffolding is super important because obviously you cannot fly down into it, but TNT can fly up through it, and we need the TNT to go ahead and fly up. That way we can go ahead and adjust Ys. But obviously I'm trying to go ahead and go down. I can't go down any farther. I cannot go under the scaffolding, but scaffolding is creep raggable, so we want to go ahead and add lava on top of it. And then around the back side of the barrel inside the cannon, we do need to go ahead and block it up as well. And perfect. Now just to be safe, I usually go ahead and add a couple of layers of this, just because people like to go ahead and try to glitch creep rags. This pretty much eliminates the chance of it. So go ahead and break a couple blocks of obsidian, add the scaffolding once again, place the rest of the barrel, add lava on top, and then block up the backside. And now our barrel is essentially perfect. We are ready to go. Now secondly, we need to go ahead and set up our Z and X adjust, which obviously once again on the server you guys will be using gen buckets. I've only got world edits, but you want to go ahead and set up your adjust 1 block behind the barrel. So the wall's right there, the barrel right here, this is the slit that TNT will fly out of, and we want it to go ahead and be 1 block behind, so that way we can just go ahead and place blocks off of it and adjust the cannon super easily. So let's go ahead and set it up really quickly, and there we go, we've got our adjust set up 1 block behind the slit in the barrel, and now we are ready to go ahead and adjust the cannon. So like I mentioned, TNT goes ahead and flies up through this 1 block the scaffolding is in, and the TNT will keep flying up until it meets another block. So if we want to go ahead and adjust Ys, we gotta place a block above our heads, because the TNT will go ahead and hit that lets it know to shoot out this way, and that is how you go ahead and adjust the Y. So for example, looking right here, targeted block, we are currently shooting at 143, even though our obsidian adjust is placed at 144. Like I mentioned, it'll continue flying up until it hits a block, and then it'll go ahead and readjust out. And if we want to go ahead and adjust it higher or lower, go ahead and break those blocks and say we want to adjust up higher, we want to shoot at 153, we'll go ahead and place 2 obsidian blocks at 154, 1 block above, and now we will be shooting at 153. And now to go ahead and set up our Z and X adjust, obviously the TNT will go ahead and hit the block at the Y, Y, and then shoot out straight this way. And now say we have a certain coordinate we want to go ahead and shoot at, so 4869 right here. As you guys can see, targeted block, my targeted block is moving back and forth. We want to shoot right here at 4869, so we got to do the exact same thing and make our backboard one block over, because the TNT is flying out this way. It will go ahead and continue flying until it meets an obsidian block or a backboard, and then it will go ahead and readjust itself toward the walls. And now that that is finished, we've got our sandbox, we've got our Y adjust set up, we've got our X adjust set up, we've got plenty of TNT in the cannon. We're TNT filled. We can go ahead and actually click the button just right here, and the cannon should go ahead and work. It'll shoot at 4869 right here in front of our face, and perfect. What a beauty. Now if we want to go ahead and lever it really quickly, go ahead and click the lever, and a bunch of shots should go ahead and register. Absolutely beautiful. The cannon's working perfectly, and like I mentioned, it is a one-shot regen bust as well. So mine chats, hearts, any of those, this will definitely go ahead and destroy them. And I believe it is a 1.6 or 1.2 second. I'm not exactly sure, but it's super fast cannon as well. Let's actually go ahead and shut it off really quickly, and I want to show you guys how to backstack. Use backstacking. You got to backstack through pillars, filters. There's a lot of defenses you have to go ahead and backstack for, and it's actually super simple. There's actually a toggleable lever right over here. So if the block is currently down, that means the nuke is on. But if we go ahead and click this lever, it picks the block up and basically turns off the nuke. And then once the nuke is off, all you gotta go ahead and do is actually turn the lever back on, and you will automatically go ahead and start backstacking with gravel and sand and getting rid of lava sources. And now guys, we are heading on over to the 383 stacker version. Once again, a one-shot regen bust. I can't remember, it's either 1.2 second or 1.6 second. Either way, it is super fast, and the schematic, once again, the watering is shown in it. If you follow the schematic correctly and place water in the correct places, it will not blow up. And you set it up essentially the exact same way, you adjust it the exact same way, both Y adjust, Z and X adjust, everything is done the exact same way. Let's go ahead and show it off really quickly to you guys. This cannon is an absolute monster. You have seen multiple raids in my duo series using this cannon. Make sure it's all TNT filled. Let's go ahead and click the lever, and it is gonna go ahead and just mow the walls at a super quick rate. What an absolute beautiful cannon. And now guys, backstacking is done literally the exact same way. Right here we've got a lever. If the block is down, that means the nuke is on. If the block is up, that means the nuke is off. And that is how you go ahead and backstack. And there are some signs over here as well. So there's actually 8 chunks of Z and X adjust, which means it can shoot 8 chunks that way. You can go ahead and adjust 52 Y blocks above the barrel. It is an efficient nuke. It has slab bust on it, and there's also 500 blocks of range on this bad boy. The cannon is an absolute tank. And now guys, for the last part of this video, we have got a base schematic to go ahead and release to you guys. We've actually got 2 versions of it. So if I go ahead and flip around really quickly, I made this with the thought in mind of a solo faction or maybe a duo or trio, and try to limit as much base work as possible while still making it like heavily defended as if you are an F-top faction. So obviously it is only a 1x1 chunk base, plenty of room for spawners. Obviously if you go all the way down to 383 to Y0, and then we also do have another 1 chunk probably full of cactus. That way if you do go ahead and get breached in your cactus farm, your spawners are fine, and if your spawners do get breached, your cactus is fine as well. But now obviously the bedrock is acting as the world border, so this is a corner base. And now I've got a couple of mine shats behind the base and to the sides. That way you do not actually get adjusted off the border in right shots or left shots. This kind of helps prevent it. And then as we move our way outwards, you guys can see a bunch of regen pillars, and we've got some diagonal regens, a whole lot more regen pillars, diagonal regens once again, and then regen pillars to go ahead and finish off the buffer. A full 12 chunks of defenses. We'll go ahead and count out 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12 chunks of defenses. And for every single regen, I did go ahead and show you guys how to water and actually lava them. So for example, the mine chats, all of the orange concrete is supposed to be lava sources, and obviously the blue concrete should be water buckets. Now I did that for the mine chats, for all the pillars, for the diagonal regens. You want water inside of the obsidian and then lava in between the middle. Now everywhere that you see lava is actually the lava source bucket, the one that gens lava blocks all the way down. So I gave you guys an example on every single part of the regens. It shouldn't be too hard to follow. And now I actually have 2 versions of the schematic, okay? One limits as much base work as possible, and it completely disregards the corner over here. So essentially everything from like right here to the opposite corner, there's nothing there. And now there's a couple of downsides about that. There's also a couple of positives. So the first one, it cuts the base work essentially in half. A lot less base work, but now the downsides, your regens, you're able to go ahead and get side shots and take out a bunch of regens. Super aids go ahead and actually deal with. And there's also a chance of you guys getting left shots, which is unlike likely if they do go ahead and left shot you guys, for them to go through diagonals plus a bunch of pillars, but it is still possible nonetheless. So let me actually go ahead and load up the version without any corner walls or wraps. So I will go ahead and actually release all these schematics in my community Discord down below in the description. It'll literally be the first link. You guys can see right here, solo base release. This is the one obviously with the corner and the wraps. And then we have got Hxroic solo base, no wraps. Let's go ahead and load that schematic in. So it's essentially the exact same thing as down there, but there's obviously nothing in the corners like I mentioned. Now I tried to limit the base work because I know a lot of people are playing as small casual factions, solos, duos, trios. So in the schematic with the wraps, we essentially just have a bunch of straight walls, and then we do have some regen pillars all the way here in the corners. So that way, if somebody does go ahead and side shoot your regens, they at least have to go ahead and backstack and get rid of a bunch of pillars. So that way they can't just straight up adjust, go ahead and go through all of your straight walls and then side shoot your regens that way. I tried to think of everything, boys. I tried my best. As always, there is no such thing as an unraidable base. You guys still have to be online to go ahead and defend it, or if not, do your absolute best. Go ahead and make the base as AIDS and annoying as possible to raid, which is what I've tried to do. I've tried to think of everything. I've tried to limit base work. I've tried to make it as hard and possible to raid. But like I was saying, there's no such thing as perfect base. Every base has got its flaws, but this is actually a really good base and pretty easy to set up if you guys want to go ahead and use it. But guys, I think that is going to go ahead and do it for this video. Like I mentioned, the very next season of Factions is releasing tomorrow at the time this video is releasing. You guys gotta hop on, okay? I'm super hyped, all right? I'll be online for Start of the World. I'll be just getting back from my spring break trip. I'll be ready to grind out Factions. I hope to see you guys all online. Like I mentioned, the schematics will all be in my community Discord down below in the description. Join up. There'll be a specific tab called Hxroic Schematics, and you'll be able to go ahead and download them in there. Don't forget to enter into the giveaway as well. But I'll go ahead and see you guys all for Start of the World in the very next episode. Peace out.